there, it's Patrina again with Do You Have a Couple of Minutes? And today I wanted to know if you have a couple of minutes to continue our series. And we're talking about identifying the symptoms of burnout. That's where we're starting. And we're giving you some tips as well to deal with those things. And then we want to circle back and look at ways that we can try to avoid getting to the place of burnout in the first place. So I've gone through yesterday 3 tips, and the day before that 3 tips. So now we're on tip number 7, or I should say item number 7, to identify whether or not you might be experiencing burnout. So something to look out for is cynicism and detachment, really kind of feeling detached from your job or maybe cynical about your work. Those can be symptoms of burnout. And the way that this shows up is that you feel like maybe you are no longer really enjoying the work that you are doing, whereas before you found that work to be rewarding. So, some tips to deal with that, to try to kind of reconnect with your work, is to look at those aspects of the job that you actually did really like and enjoy, and remind yourself about why you like those things and how those things fit into your career path and the way that you want to proceed, so that there's some level of alignment and that it makes sense for you to continue. It might be a great idea to talk to, if you have a mentor, or maybe you have a sponsor or a coach or a counselor, just to check in about how you're feeling, and for them to be able to help guide you to get to that perspective. We all generally have the answers within ourselves, but sometimes we just need a little help or guidance getting there. Something else that you might do is maybe try volunteering or participating in different activities, especially team building activities. Sometimes those can really help to restore your sense of belonging, your sense of purpose, and your sense of kind of connection and direction. So, a thing to look out for is that cynicism and detachment. And then we want to do things that allow us to reconnect, but also understand why that connection is important to us, and that it is still important to us if that is the case. Another thing that you might look out for in terms of burnout symptoms is ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment. So, are you feeling that you're not as effective as you used to be? Are you feeling that you aren't accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish, no matter how hard you work and no matter what you're achieving? It just doesn't seem like it's enough. So, if you're in this state where you're having a tough time really feeling effective and really feeling like you're accomplishing things, one of the things you want to do is maybe look at the goals that you've set up for yourselves and look at how you are actually celebrating those milestones and those achievements as you're moving forward. You can try prioritizing your task and really focusing in on the things that you actually do have some control over in terms of being effective and accomplishing those things. Another thing might be that you might just need to learn to how to say no, so that you are not overloading yourself and you do have the ability to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. And one of the things that I think is really difficult for leaders and those people that are growing up to kind of get into those leadership roles is delegation. Remember that it's okay to delegate tasks. We're not delegating the things that we don't want to do. We're not being non-strategic in delegating. We're delegating tasks so that we're able to focus in on the things that most benefit from our skill sets. And hopefully those tasks that we're delegating also provide an opportunity for others to grow and to learn and to be exposed to something that's a little broader than they normally would be. So that is an area to look out for: ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment. And then the other item that I want to share with you today, and actually I'll try to share the last two, is an escapist behavior. So when you're experiencing burnout, sometimes you want to escape. You're trying to get away from what you're doing. And it might be something that is maybe something that you are really kind of addicted to. That's the word I was looking for. So it could be something like excessive gaming or maybe excessive internet surfing. Sometimes it could be substance abuse. And you're using these things as a way to avoid dealing with your stress. So you're kind of leaving the stress there and you're doing this other thing. And then you're having to come back and pick up your stress. It could even be things like going on vacation where you are really looking forward to going on vacation, not for the fun you're going to have, but you're looking forward to it because you're just able to escape from your current reality. And then you're having to um, get up enough, strength and enough energy to come back and pick up the burden again. So when you're having those feelings of escapist behavior, that could be a sign of burnout as well. And what you want to do is acknowledge these things, acknowledge that you need a break, try to put in place some healthy habits. Maybe, exercising might be a little bit better than if we're doing things that cause us to get out of control or get addicted. Spending time with other people, establishing a hobby might be a good thing, and just really setting boundaries for ourselves. And then finally, item number 10 that might be a sign of burnout is that you're just feeling generally pessimistic, that you have an outlook on your job and on life that you're just feeling burnt out, overshadowed. You don't have a sense of positivity around things. And so something that you might try doing to combat that pessimism is to practice gratitude. Maybe try writing down things each day that you are grateful for. Maybe meditate on those things that you are grateful for. Try to engage in positive self talk. Sometimes when we're in a pessimistic mode, we can really fall into that hole of negative self talk, but try to engage in positive self talk. Also, be really intentional about surrounding yourself with positivity, positive people. Maybe there are books that you are exposing yourself to that are positive, or podcasts, or different things that help you to take your thinking from a negative perspective to a positive perspective. So you want to do things that are really challenging those negative thoughts and help you to get to positive thoughts or a more balanced way of thinking. So those are today the 4 items to look out for in terms of you possibly experiencing burnout: cynicism and detachment, ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment, escapist behavior, and pessimism. I hope that you found that this information has been beneficial, something to help you think, learn, grow, and ultimately lead a more fulfilling life. And I hope that if you are enjoying these messages, that you will share them with others so that they can come along our learning journey as well. Please be sure to check out the show notes for a summary of today's session, as well as contact information if you'd like to be in touch with me, and information on how you can get my most recent publications. And as always, I'm very appreciative of you joining me here today. I hope to see you back next time when we're able to start our series, no longer on looking at the symptoms of burnout, but now really focusing on how we can avoid burnout in the first place. And with that, that is my few minutes for today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to see you back next time. Until then, bye bye.